2025 is off to a weird start, and honestly, I needed a game to indulge the remaining threads of my sanity. Enter Vampire Therapist. An indie visual novel brought to us by the German studio Little Bat Games, Vampire Therapist is a fully voice-acted exploration of the truth that vampires are just like us. Mostly. Sort of. I mean, the fact that they need therapy is way more relatable than sparkly skin, choosing to spend your immortal life as a high school student, and carrying thousands of years worth of rage around because your mom did the do with a werewolf, then tried to pass you off as your stepdad's, which made you unable to recognize any type of happiness beyond constantly stabbing your siblings, sealing them in crypts for eternity, and then unearthing them until they upset you again. Which may or may not be worse than being that guy's brother and fiending for the woman he hates, who's also the mother of his child. Anyway, Vampire Therapist follows Sam Walls, a vampire who truly believes that he can help other beleaguered immortals come to embrace their eternal life, without pain, rage, or nihilism. He connects with Andromahos, an older vampire with the resources to help him set up his own therapy practice, and the optimism to believe that Sam can genuinely help other vampires improve their own lives. Before I get into this any further though, I want to stress that this game is rife with trigger warnings, and for good reason. If you're feeling fragile right now, you may want to hold off on playing this until you feel you're ready. Though for what it's worth, I think the game handles its subject matter with grace and dignity. Honestly, Vampire Therapist isn't what I expected. I mean, yes, I knew therapy would be the major theme of the game, and actual therapists helped work on it. If you've ever been, some of the terminology or explanations might ring a bell for you, but I genuinely thought it would have a bit more freedom, where your choices actually matter and affect your client's sessions, lives, and the overall tone of the story. I figured we'd spend more time playing Sam in his off hours, perhaps get a chance to either lead him down the straight and narrow, or discover that when he's not helping others, he's a bit of a wild card who likes to let loose. I especially thought this when it's discovered that Andromahos, Sam's mentor, owns a nightclub and the patrons are all willing to give him their blood. That's not necessarily the case. While there is some wiggle room, Vampire Therapist doesn't need help defining Sam, his patients, the other characters, or the broader story beyond them. Everything is laid out for you like a Psych 101 exam. All you have to do is choose the right answers. If you get the wrong ones, no worries, Andromahos will step in telepathically to save the day. No damage done. I can see why this wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea, especially for those of us who enjoy games like I Was a Teenage Ex-Colonist or Neocab, because it's not a game that suits different playstyles when everyone has the same script. It's more apt, I think, to compare it to Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, or Assemble with Care. Those games have a clear-cut purpose, and Vampire Therapist is to remind you that your mental health is important, and it's okay, even admirable, to work on yourself, especially when you get older and feel stuck. After all, aging is inevitable, but wisdom is a gift. This is such a cool concept, and I think everybody who's ever consumed any vampire media knows a couple of characters who could benefit from talk therapy and learning boundaries. If you're in the mood for a story to be told to you, one that comes equipped with extra lore, patient notes, and reminders of cognitive distortions via Sam's journal, where you can poke and prod at the complexities of the human condition through a supernatural lens, I think you'll enjoy it. If you've wondered if becoming a therapist or counselor is your calling, give it a try. I'd probably be pretty bad at being a therapist, because almost right away, Medi was my favorite client. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to admit that, but it's still the truth. I did like how diverse the client roster was. You'll be helping everyone, from a judgmental historical figure who criticizes everything, to a bereft former actor whose supernatural talent is gaslighting. Seriously. Not super strength or walking in the sun, gaslighting. That might be the realest thing about this game, but also it made me giggle. Overall, Vampire Therapist both subverted and exceeded my expectations. Like a real therapist, it showed up just when I needed it, and I walked away having learned some really cool things. I even found myself using what I learned in real life when I caught myself overthinking. Do I recommend this? Totally, but not for everyone. I think you know yourself well enough to make the judgment call about whether or not this is something you want to spend your time on. If you've already played Vampire Therapist, what did you think? Who was your favorite character? Will you be picking up the upcoming Couples Therapy DLC? If you made it this far and liked it, thanks so much. Don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. I hope you enjoy the game you're playing, and I'll see you next time.